There is a version of you that is weak, a version that makes excuses, avoids discomfort, and bows to fear. That version of you is an enemy, and enemies must be destroyed. The world does not reward weakness. It steps on it. The world does not respect self-pity. It ignores it. And the world does not wait for you to be ready. It moves forward, whether you keep up or not. The weak version of you is the one that settles for less, drowns in self-doubt, and clings to mediocrity. But today, we are going to kill that version, right here, right now, and replace it with something unbreakable. Welcome to Stoic Techniques, where we teach you the ancient wisdom of the Stoics fused with the sharp edge of dark psychology, so you can become ruthless, disciplined, and unstoppable. If you want to forge yourself into an elite version of who you are meant to be, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on powerful lessons like this one. Now let's begin. Number 1. Identify the weak version of yourself. Know your enemy. There is a version of you that is keeping you small. It's the part of you that hesitates, that overthinks, that drowns in excuses while the world keeps moving forward. This version of you is not your friend. It is your biggest enemy. And unless you recognize it, expose it, and kill it, it will keep sabotaging you for the rest of your life. The weak version of you is the voice that tells you to sleep in when you promised yourself you'd wake up early. It's the feeling that pulls you toward instant gratification, making you choose comfort over discipline, distractions over focus, and entertainment over growth. It's the force inside you that makes you settle, making you accept good enough instead of pushing for greatness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But most people never realize this. They let the weaker version of themselves take control. They listen to their doubts, their fears, and their emotions as if they are absolute truths. They allow their minds to be dominated by impulses, by the need for validation, by the illusion that they are not ready yet. But let me tell you a brutal truth. Your weak self will never be ready. It will always come up with reasons why you should wait, why you should do it later, why you should take the easy route instead of the hard one. And the more you listen to it, the more it becomes your master. If you don't kill this weak version of yourself, it will shape your entire life. Think about it. How many times have you looked back and realized you wasted time because you hesitated? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you were too afraid to take the leap? How many days have you woken up thinking, if only I had started sooner? This is not just about motivation. This is about survival. Because in the real world, nobody respects weakness. Nobody cares about your excuses. Life does not pause for you to get your act together. The world will keep moving forward, whether you're part of it or not. So you have two choices. You can continue being the weak version of yourself, the version that avoids challenges, that hesitates, that lets time slip by while others take action. Or you can kill that version once and for all. The first step to destroying your weak self is to see it clearly. Recognize the ways it has been holding you back. Identify the patterns, the habits, and the excuses that have kept you from leveling up. And once you see it for what it is, your greatest enemy, you can start dismantling it piece by piece. The war against your weaker self begins today. The only question is, will you fight? If you're ready to commit, drop a comment right now. My weak self is dead. Number 2, the lies of the weak self, how it traps you. Your weak self is a master manipulator. It doesn't shout, it whispers, it doesn't demand, it persuades. And before you know it, you're trapped in a cycle of inaction, self-doubt, and mediocrity. The weak self is the voice in your head that says, "I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes. "I'm not ready yet." But you'll never be. "This is too hard." But everything worth having is. "I'm not good enough." But who decides that? It wraps these lies in comfort, making you believe you're protecting yourself when, in reality, you are your own worst enemy. The illusion of waiting. One of the biggest lies your weak self tells you is that waiting will make things easier. That time will somehow give you the confidence, the skills, and the courage you need. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Confidence is not given. It is built through action. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Your weak self hates this. It doesn't want to look foolish. It doesn't want to struggle. It tells you to wait until you're good enough before you start. But let me ask you this. How do you become good at anything? By doing it. The strong version of you understands this. It knows that every master was once a beginner, every warrior was once weak, and every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The weak version of you, it convinces you to hesitate, and in that hesitation, you lose momentum. The fear of discomfort. The weak self is addicted to comfort. It wants you to stay warm, safe, and unchallenged. It keeps you glued to distractions, endlessly scrolling, wasting time, convincing you that you're resting when really you're escaping. But here's the truth. Comfort is a slow poison. The more you indulge in it, the weaker you become. Hardship is the forge of strength. Every struggle makes you sharper, tougher, and more dangerous. Pain is a tool. The strong use it to build, while the weak run from it. Look at the strongest figures in history, warriors, emperors, leaders. They didn't seek comfort. They sought challenge. They chose difficulty because they knew it was the only path to power. If you want to become unstoppable, you must do the same. The weak self's greatest trick. The final and most dangerous lie your weak self tells you is this. This is just who I am. It tries to make you believe that laziness, fear, and hesitation are part of your identity, that you were born this way, that others are naturally disciplined, naturally confident, naturally strong, but you're different. That is bullshit. Strength is a choice. Power is built. Discipline is developed. No one is born relentless. They become it. Right now, you have a choice. You can listen to your weak self, let it run your life, and stay exactly where you are, or you can silence it permanently. If you're serious about this transformation, comment below, "Pain makes me stronger." Your weak self is trembling right now because it knows its time is up. Number 3, cut off the weak self's power. No more negotiation. Your weak self survives because you allow it to. You entertain its excuses. You negotiate with its doubts. You listen to its whispers and let them shape your decisions. But here's a harsh truth. You don't negotiate with weakness. You destroy it. Weakness isn't something you manage. It's something you eliminate. Every time you hesitate, every time you overthink, every time you let fear decide for you, your weak self gains more power. And the more power it has, the harder it becomes to break free. But today, that cycle ends. Stop giving the weak self a voice. Your mind will always try to protect you from discomfort. It will say, "I don't feel like it." It will beg for an easier route. It will try to convince you that taking action is too hard, too risky, or not worth the effort. But what would happen if you stopped listening? What if, instead of considering your weak self's arguments, you acted without hesitation? What if you treated every excuse like a virus and deleted it before it could spread? The moment you stop negotiating, you take control. You move from being a passive observer of your own mind to a commander who dictates the terms. And that is where true power begins. Do it anyway. When your mind says, "I don't feel like working out," train anyway. When your weak self says, "I'm tired," push harder. When your doubts whisper, "What if I fail?" take action regardless. This is the core of Stoic discipline. You do what must be done, no matter how you feel. The Stoics believed that emotions and impulses are not in control. You are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That means no more waiting until you feel ready. No more searching for motivation. No more allowing moods to dictate your actions. The strong do what is necessary. The weak do what is easy. Which one are you? Destroy weak influences. The weak self doesn't just exist in your mind, it is fed by the world around you. Social media distractions, comfort-driven habits, negative people who reinforce laziness and self-pity. If you surround yourself with weakness, you become it. Cut out mindless entertainment that drains your time and energy. Distance yourself from people who encourage comfort over discipline. Stop consuming content that promotes victimhood and helplessness. Every time you eliminate a weak influence, you weaken the grip of your old self. Every time you choose challenge over ease, you strengthen your new identity. Your weak self thrives in a world of excuses. Starve it. The turning point. You don't need another day to decide. The moment you declare war on your weak self, everything changes. The hesitation ends. The excuses die. The real you emerges. And that moment is now. If you're serious about this transformation, comment below. My weak self is dead. Let the world know. Let your weak self hear it. And from this day forward, never look back. Number 4, cultivate the killer instinct. Become relentless. The weak self is afraid of intensity. It flinches at discipline. It cowers in the face of pressure. But if you want to be unstoppable, you must become ruthless in your self-mastery. You must cultivate what the ancient Stoics and the greatest warriors throughout history all had, the killer instinct. This is not about aggression toward others. It's about eliminating hesitation, crushing doubt, and developing an ironclad will that bends to nothing. The difference between those who dominate life and those who are dominated by it is simple. The weak wait for motivation. The strong act without it. The weak make excuses. The strong find a way. The weak hesitate. The strong strike first. The strong have no need for approval. The weak self craves validation. It wants others to like it, to approve of it, to tell it that it's doing the right thing. This is why so many people never achieve their true potential, because they are enslaved by the opinions of others. But what did the Stoics teach? Epictetus said, "If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in the eyes of others." In other words, stop caring what people think. The moment you stop chasing approval, you become dangerous. You act based on your principles, your vision, and your mission, not on what will make others comfortable. And in doing so, you become free. Ruthless self-discipline. You cannot be relentless sometimes. You cannot be disciplined only when it's convenient. The strong live by one rule. There is no alternative to discipline. If something must be done, it gets done, no matter what. If something is a weakness, it is attacked and eliminated. If there is resistance, it is met with more force. Discipline is not about willpower. It's about identity. The moment you become a person who does not tolerate weakness, your choices become automatic. Ask yourself, do you want to be a person who makes things happen or one who watches from the sidelines? Do you want to shape your destiny or let life decide it for you? Do you want to be in control or controlled? Because there is no middle ground. Eliminate hesitation. Hesitation is the greatest enemy of action. The moment you hesitate, you give your weak self an opening. And all it needs is 1 second to stop you. So, don't think, just act. You don't decide whether to work out. You just train. You don't debate whether to wake up early. You just get up. You don't question whether to chase your goals, you just do it. Action kills doubt. Action kills fear. Action kills weakness. Final warning. The weak self will resist this transformation. It will try to convince you that being relentless is extreme, that you deserve a break, that you should slow down, ignore it. Because right now there are only two choices. You become relentless, or you stay weak. There is no third option. If you are ready to choose power, comment below. I am relentless. Let your weak self know it has no place in your future. Number 5, embrace the dark side of self-mastery. Use pain as a weapon. Most people run from pain. They see hardship as something to avoid, failure as something to fear, and discomfort as something to escape. But those who truly master themselves understand a simple truth. Pain is the greatest weapon you will ever have. Your weak self wants comfort. It wants everything to be easy, painless, and effortless. But comfort creates nothing. It builds no strength, no resilience, and no power. Every person who has achieved anything great has done so through suffering. Pain is the ultimate teacher. The Stoics didn't just accept pain, they welcomed it. They believed that suffering is a tool that sharpens the mind, hardens the body, and strengthens the soul. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the thing you are avoiding, the discomfort, the struggle, the pain, is exactly what will transform you. Every failure is a lesson. Every rejection is an opportunity. Every setback is a chance to sharpen your mind, but only if you choose to see it that way. The weak run, the strong endure. Your weak self is programmed to avoid pain. It will tell you to quit, to back down, to seek relief. But the strong know that pain is the price of greatness. Pain in the gym? Good. It means you are getting stronger. Pain in your work? Good. It means you are improving. Pain in your failures? Good. It means you are learning. The moment you start using pain instead of avoiding it, you become unbreakable. Suffering builds power. Look at the greatest warriors, leaders, and thinkers in history. They were forged in fire. They did not have easy lives. They suffered more than most, but instead of breaking, they became stronger. The Spartans trained in brutal conditions to harden themselves. The samurai embraced death so that fear could not control them. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship to prepare for anything. If you want to be like them, you must do the same. Turn your pain into fuel. The next time you feel pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, don't run from it. Use it. Let every failure make you hungrier. Let every insult fuel your fire. Let every setback make you more determined. Most people let pain weaken them. You must let it forge you. A challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, seek out discomfort. Do something difficult. Push yourself beyond your limit. And when your mind screams for you to stop, keep going. Because the weak self dies in suffering, and the strong self is born in it. If you understand this, comment below. Pain makes me stronger. Let the world know. Let your weak self hear it. And never fear pain again. Number 6, build the unbreakable mindset. Act like you already won. Everything you want, discipline, power, success, control, it all begins in the mind. Before you change your reality, you must first change how you think. The weak self believes that it must wait to become strong, that it needs motivation, permission, or proof before taking action. But the strong self understands a fundamental truth. You don't wait to become. You decide that you already are. The world doesn't give you confidence. It doesn't hand you discipline. It doesn't bless you with power. You take it, you claim it, and you act like you already have it until it becomes reality. This is what separates the powerful from the powerless. They don't ask, "Can I do this?" They say, "I will do this." They don't wait for proof of success. They create it. And that is exactly what you will do. Stop playing the waiting game. How many times have you told yourself, "Once I feel ready, I'll start"? Once I have more confidence, I'll take action. Once I get the right opportunity, I'll go all in. But here's the truth. Confidence is not given. It is taken. Readiness is an illusion. You will never feel ready. Opportunities don't appear. They are created by those who act. The strong don't wait. They decide. They don't tell themselves, "One day I'll be disciplined." They act disciplined today. They don't say, "One day I'll be fearless." They act fearless now. They don't wait until success is guaranteed. They act like success is already theirs, and in doing so, they force reality to bend to their will. Control the inner narrative. The weak self is full of negative stories. It whispers things like, "I'm not good enough. I'm not the kind of person who succeeds. I always fail." But these are not truths. They are lies that you have accepted as reality, and every time you repeat them, you reinforce them. It's time to rewrite the script. From now on, your mind will speak a new language. I am disciplined. I am unstoppable. I dominate every challenge. Even if you don't believe it yet, say it anyway. Your mind is programmable. The words you feed it today will shape your reality tomorrow. Act like the person you want to become. Imagine your ideal self, the version of you that is disciplined, powerful, and unbreakable. The version that takes action without hesitation, that dominates every challenge, that bends reality to its will. Now ask yourself, how does that version of me think? How does that version of me act? And starting today, act like that person. When faced with a challenge, act like someone who always finds a way. When feeling lazy, act like someone who never skips discipline. When self-doubt creeps in, act like someone who has already won. Because the moment you act like that person, you become that person. Make power your default setting. The weak self constantly asks, "What if I fail?" The strong self asks, "What if I succeed beyond belief?" The weak self hesitates, waiting for approval. The strong self moves first and dominates. The weak self makes excuses. The strong self finds solutions. You must make power your default setting. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more doubt. You are already that person. It's time to start acting like it. Your final test. For the next 7 days, live as if you are already your most disciplined, most powerful, most relentless self. No excuses, no hesitation, no compromise. At the end of the 7 days, you won't just feel different, you will be different. If you're committed to this transformation, comment below. I am unbreakable. Let the weak version of you hear it, because after this, it will never return. Number 7, kill the weak version of you, final execution. This is the moment of execution. The weak version of you has been exposed. Its lies have been dismantled. Its excuses have been destroyed. But knowing is not enough. Now, you must kill it. This is not just a mindset shift. This is a declaration of war. From this moment forward, the weak self no longer exists. There is only the strong self, the disciplined, the unbreakable, the relentless version of you that refuses to bow to fear, hesitation, or weakness. Burn the bridge to weakness. There is no going back. You will not try to be stronger. You will not attempt to be disciplined. You will become it. The reason most people fail is that they leave an escape route. They say things like, "I'll start tomorrow. I'll try my best. I'll see how it goes." This is weak thinking. The strongest warriors in history burned their ships when they arrived on enemy shores. They left themselves no way back. Victory or death, you must do the same. You must make weakness completely unacceptable. You must burn every excuse, every hesitation, every limitation. The execution ritual. Close your eyes. Picture your weak self standing in front of you. See the version of you that hesitates, that procrastinates, that drowns in fear and excuses. Now, destroy it, burn it, crush it, bury it. This version of you is gone. It has no power over you anymore. It cannot speak. It cannot control you. It is dead. And what remains? You, the warrior, the master of your own fate, the version of you that takes action, that thrives in discomfort, that dominates every challenge. Your new identity. From this day forward, you don't struggle with discipline. You embody it. From this day forward, you don't fight fear. You crush it underfoot. From this day forward, you don't hope for success. You make it happen. Every action you take now must be aligned with this new identity. There is no more hesitation. There is no more waiting. You act as the most powerful version of yourself because that is who you are. You show up even when you don't feel like it. You push through when your mind tells you to stop. You rise above when others make excuses. Weakness is not an option, your final commitment. This transformation is permanent, but the world will test you. Challenges will arise, temptations will whisper. The weak self will try to crawl back. When that happens, remember this moment. Remember the execution. Remember that your weak self is already dead. You have no choice but to be strong. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more weakness. If you have killed your weak self today, comment below, "My weak self is dead." This is your final commitment. Make it real. And before you go, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Techniques, and turn on notifications so you never lose sight of the path. Now go and dominate.